My crews always enjoy coming up there, and we do have equipment available. We'd love to make this happen for you guys.
Well, that's a great answer. We appreciate that, Vanessa.
Couldn't ask for a better answer.
A new chapter in the Oak Island legend is being written, and it's dripping with secrets. Vanessa Lucido has a groundbreaking excavation plan, but she's playing her cards very close to her chest, not even telling the La-Gina brothers her true intentions. Her strategy leads them to something that isn't supposed to exist, a sophisticated underground tunnel. The wood it's made from is a bombshell discovery itself, as it's completely foreign to the island. Someone went to incredible lengths to build this, and the clues they left behind are about to lead to an even bigger shock. Lucido's dangerous method. When you think about it, the story of Oak Island has always been about repetition. Dig here, find some wood, hit water, and start over. For decades, it's been the same frustrating cycle, but that cycle just got shattered. The person holding the hammer is Vanessa Lucido, a drilling expert with a reputation for getting results no matter what it takes. Her background isn't in treasure hunting, it's in massive real-world construction and deep earth drilling projects.
So, we want to talk about being prepared for that, being able to go down approximately 220 feet.
Yeah, I can do that for sure.
We're talking about projects that require pinpoint precision hundreds of feet underground. She doesn't deal in maybe, she deals in results. Her arrival on Oak Island was like a lightning strike. While the team was used to slow, careful steps, Vanessa came in with a confident energy that shook everyone up. Her message was simple and direct. If we want answers, we have to go deeper, faster, and smarter. Her new excavation strategy wasn't just a minor adjustment. It was a complete overhaul. She wasn't just going to dig in the usual spots. She had her eyes on a new area, a place that previous searches had overlooked, and she had a secret method for exploring it. The La-Gina brothers, Rick and Marty, who have poured their lives and fortunes into this island, were initially wary. It's their island, their dream. But they quickly saw that Vanessa wasn't just talking a big game, she delivers. Believe it or not, her mind works differently. She sees the island not as a historical mystery, but as a massive engineering problem. And then it happened. While drilling in this new unexplored zone, the team hit something. At first, they figured it was just another old log from one of the island's native oak trees. But when they pulled the sample up, the mood changed instantly. The wood was the wrong color, the wrong density. After a quick analysis, the stunning truth came out.
Are we just starting to grab? What's going on?
We've been grabbing for about an hour.
Okay.
We got 1.5 feet. We're dancing around 195 again.
This wood was not from Oak Island. In fact, it wasn't from anywhere in Nova Scotia. It was a foreign timber, brought here from thousands of miles away. Get this, we're talking about massive heavy beams transported across oceans hundreds of years ago, long before modern shipping. Who would do that, and why? The team realized this wasn't just a random piece of debris. It was part of a structure. As they drilled further, they found more of it laid out in a deliberate, shocking pattern. It formed a long underground tunnel. This wasn't some crude mine shaft, it was a feat of incredible engineering, built with stones and waterproof joints. Whoever constructed this had advanced knowledge, the kind of skills that rewrite history books. This one discovery changed everything. The Oak Island mystery was no longer just about a single pit of treasure, it was about a massive hidden network beneath their feet. But a bigger question loomed. What was Vanessa's secret? The team was starting to realize she knew more than she was letting on. This new dig site wasn't a random guess. Her strategy, her secret half of the plan, was based on something she had found, something that told her exactly where to look. Now, a hidden tunnel was just the beginning of the madness. Following the markers. With the discovery of the impossible tunnel, the team's focus shifted. It's funny when you think about it. For years, all eyes were on what was under the ground. Now they started looking at what was right on the surface. As Vanessa and the team began clearing the area around the tunnel's presumed path, they noticed something strange. The rocks scattered across the landscape weren't random at all. They were arranged in a pattern. Some had small, precise cuts on them, almost like tally marks. Others were placed in perfect circles or straight lines that seemed to point toward specific landmarks on the island. This couldn't be a coincidence. Nature doesn't work with this kind of precision. The distance between the stones was often identical, measured out to the very inch. It was clear these were deliberate markers, clues left behind by the builders, but what were they for? The theory started flying. La-Gina, ever the historian, believed it could be an ancient code, a cipher that only the original depositors would understand. Maybe it was a set of instructions or a warning. Marty, the practical one, wondered if it was a form of primitive navigation, an ancient GPS system designed to lead people to the right spot without a traditional map that could be lost or stolen. Vanessa, however, saw it differently. With her engineering mindset, she proposed a wild idea.
That's what the grab's bringing up and what that material is.
Yeah, that's going to be an imperative, right?
Yeah.
What if these markers on the surface were a map, but a map of the underground? What if connecting these dots didn't point to a spot on the island, but instead drew a blueprint of the hidden tunnel system below? The team immediately deployed drones and advanced 3D scanning equipment to plot the exact position of every single marked stone. When they fed the data into a computer, the results sent a chill down their spines. The patterns were undeniable. Some stones formed a massive cross, a symbol often linked to the Knights Templar. Others formed an arrow pointing directly at the swamp, a place that was becoming more and more significant. This was a multi-layered puzzle, designed by geniuses. The effort involved would have been immense. We're talking about moving and carving tons of rock with simple tools, all to create a secret guide hidden in plain sight. Whoever did this was not just trying to hide treasure, they were creating a legacy, a permanent puzzle box the size of an island. The thing is, puzzles can also be traps. Was this map leading them toward the prize, or was it designed to lead them astray into a booby trap laid centuries ago? They were following a ghost's trail and it was leading them right into the swamp. Rick's silent warning. The team was now zeroed in on the swamp, following the stone map. The air was thick with tension. The constant hum of the massive drilling rig was the only sound. On that day, everyone was on edge. They were drilling deep, over 100 feet down, through layers of mud and clay. Then a sudden, jarring clank echoed from the drill. It wasn't the sound of hitting rock, it was the unmistakable sound of metal on wood. The machine shuddered, and Vanessa immediately ordered a halt. "That's not soil," she yelled over the engine's whine. "There's something down there." They painstakingly pulled up the core sample. What came out made everyone's heart stop. It was a splintered piece of thick dark wood, incredibly old, with a rusted iron edge attached to it. It looked exactly like the corner of a massive lid or a door. They sent the drill back down, just a few inches deeper. This time, they brought up a piece of cracked stone with a huge rusty nail embedded in it. This was no ordinary nail. It was thick, heavy, and clearly handmade, the kind of spike a blacksmith would have forged centuries ago for a ship or a fortress. La-Gina picked up the nail, his face grim. He turned it over in his hands, his eyes filled with a mix of awe and dread. He quietly said, "This is no ordinary place." It wasn't a shout, but his words carried more weight than any scream. There was a look in his eyes, a look that told the team the game had just changed forever. Marty, trying to break the tension, joked, "Well, if that's the lid to the treasure, I hope there's a welcome mat underneath." But nobody laughed. As they widened the hole, they uncovered it. A perfectly circular, vault-like structure deep in the swamp. The edges were lined with ancient wood and stonework expertly crafted. It looked like the entrance to something profound, a deep, dark, and intimidating maw. Vanessa shone a high-powered flashlight down, but the beam was swallowed by the darkness. There was a strange cold air rising from it. It was empty, or at least it looked empty. That emptiness was somehow more terrifying than finding a chest of gold. It felt like they had just missed it, like the treasure had been moved long ago. The silence was deafening. La-Gina simply stared into the hole, then looked at his team and gave a single slow shake of his head.
More wood, Rick.
My gut feeling and your gut feeling says this is some kind of old tunnel.
He didn't have to say a word. The message was clear. This place is not what we thought. Be careful. The empty vault wasn't an ending. It felt like a doorway, and something had just recently passed through it. But the emptiness of the vault wasn't the only mystery unfolding. The island that never sleeps, Oak Island, has always had its ghost stories, but things were getting stranger. The team started noticing bizarre occurrences at the dig site, almost always at night. On several occasions, security cameras would capture the site's massive floodlights flicking on by themselves in the dead of night. When the guards checked, there was no one there. No footprints, no signs of entry. Then came the machines. Some of the crew swore they saw the massive multi-ton excavators moving silently across the site without their engines running. It's just not possible. These are diesel-powered beasts that shake the ground when they move. Yet guards reported seeing them glide from one spot to another in total silence, as if being pushed by an invisible hand. The creepiest claim came from two team members who were packing up late one evening near the swamp. They said they witnessed a huge, heavy wooden crate being lowered into the ground. It wasn't being buried with a machine, it was sinking into the mud as if being pulled from below. They said it was at least 10 feet long and must have weighed thousands of pounds. When the spot was checked the next day, the ground was disturbed and there were strange wavy markings in the soil nearby, symbols that matched none of the previously discovered codes. The theories about this crate exploded. Was it full of treasure being hidden again? Was it a powerful device, part of the island's mysterious machinery? Online, fans speculated it could even be a lost artifact of immense power like the Ark of the Covenant. This is where it gets real for anyone watching. You sit there and you wonder, what's really going on? If all this is true, did it just happen overnight? Are we missing a key detail? The thing is, this island is tied to a dark legend, the curse of Oak Island. The prophecy says 7 people must lose their lives before the treasure can be found. To date, 6 people have perished here in mysterious accidents over the last 2 centuries. With these strange events, from moving machines to sinking crates, the team can't help but feel a growing sense of dread. La-Gina, who doesn't believe in curses, has still warned the team to be more vigilant than ever. Every strange light and every silent machine feels like a warning. Vanessa is pushing forward, determined to solve the mystery, but even she seems troubled by the island's secrets.
The dig is at 95 feet,
Right on.
so about 3 feet away from that target area.
The first of many.
Yeah,
She's now planning her next big move, an excavation that will combine digging in the swamp and on the nearby dry land with the strange markings. She believes the two are connected, and she's not going to stop until she finds that connection. Is this all just a series of strange coincidences, or is some unseen force actively working against them, protecting a secret the world isn't ready for? They may be digging for gold, but they might just be digging their way toward becoming the 7th name on that list. They are closer than ever, but is the island's secret a treasure or a trap? Was the vault emptied, or was it a decoy all along? Like and subscribe to find out.